Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Earthbound. I am Adrian, and in the previous episode, we had our souls transferred into the bodies of robots in order to go into the past and defeat Gygus in the past, where he's striking from. So that's where we are now. We're in the past. This is the end of the game. This is where it all goes down, and there's no going back now. And I was going to keep talking through that battle because I fully expected it to be an enemy we haven't seen before. Oh, and it was in fact not. But this one is. This is the Squatter Demon, which is basically just a face, and is actually the same face that was the tent way back in 3. And I don't know if you remember that. It was kind of a minor boss battle. But the tent, the haunted tent or what have you, so this is the same kind of enemy that we saw there. So yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult. Looks like he's just going for a fairly high-powered physical attack. Not sure if he has PSI. Oh, and apparently he's resistant to freeze. So let's not do that again because that didn't do much other than stop him from moving. So let's try fire, maybe. You gotta remember to always pull out the heavy bazooka with Ed, and then thunder. Okay, not too difficult. Not too difficult at all. What was I just saying before I entered this battle? I was saying something about how I thought that enemy that we were gonna fight just a second ago was one we saw, or one that we hadn't seen before, and therefore I thought that I was gonna have to actually show that fight. I was fully expecting a final Starman, which is, I think, is the last version of the Starman that we'll be coming up against soon. Okay, and it's all just been Ghost of Starmen so far, which of course are very difficult, but I'm guessing the final Starman is even tougher. And I do believe that you can get your main character's final weapon in this area. I want to say there's a more powerful bat that can only be obtained as a 1 out of 255 chance drop. It's also possible that's just an item that you find on the ground somewhere up here. I'm just fairly certain that's something that you run into in this area of the game. And this is, ooh, okay, so speak of the devil, that's the legendary bat, which I believe doesn't have the same kind of downside that whatever bat we had a while ago had. So that ups our offense a bit, so that's nice. Yeah, whatever bat we had before, the one that was causing some accuracy issues, I don't think the legendary bat's the same way, so we should be good on that front. So, continuing onward, I do kind of feel like the concentration of enemies here is much higher than it has been in any previous area. Of course, this is the final area of the game, so that does kind of make sense. But I feel like I'm being very choppy with my commentary because we keep running into all these battles here. But I do believe there are only 2 quote-unquote rooms that kind of look like this that have all the enemies in them before we get to the, you know, kind of final boss area, which will be coming up pretty soon here. But I am hoping we run into that final Starman enemy. I'm pretty sure that's actually a thing. Also, I guess that didn't really count as a room, but there's one more area up here that we got to go through. Oh, there he is. That's the final Starman right there. So he's going to be fairly difficult, and I wouldn't be surprised if he had a shield, specifically a PSI shield. So we want to play things smart going into this battle, because that guy could be tough. Could basically be like boss battle tough. So I think first of all we want to get rid of this Ghost of Starman. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So let's just go all out with freezes on him. And then we can try using the shield killer. I feel like that always never works. Or it never works. I suppose I should just say it never works. And be done with it. But I feel like every time I try to use it, although most of the time I try to use it, I use it on bosses. Starstorm is going to hurt like it always does. It always causes mortal damage. There's not much you can do about that. You just gotta hope you can scroll through text fast enough to get people healed up. And if you can't, then you just have to use healing to get them back. Which is probably what we're gonna have to do. Luckily, our main character Ben here has a massive amount of HP and PSI points, so it's not too much of an issue. Shield killer got rid of his shield. It actually worked this time. Sweet. Okay. So now we need to do some healing. Yeah, I'll get both of our guys at healing here. I think we established that healing Gamma only has a chance to revive someone. Oh, he just could pull out another star sword. Oh, crap. Oh, that's got mortal damage to us as well. Bring Katie back down. He's gonna kill Ollie. Luckily we got Ed back. Ollie's down. Oh, come on. Just try and stay alive here. Holy cow, this could be the boss fight right here. Seriously, this is ridiculous. So let's get that attack off. Let's heal up the two of us to maximum. And that Ghost of Starman is going to do something when he counts down to 1. I don't know what, though. Why are you trying to use healing? I'm not quite sure. Oh, and Ghost, the final Starman has a power shield too, and I guess we didn't get rid of that one. So let's go ahead, let's bring our healing around to Katie, and just keep hitting that Ghost of Starman with the heavy bazooka. Of course, we're getting a little bit of recoil damage from hitting the final Starman. Really? Another Starstorm? Like, seriously? Holy cow, 824 damage. This is insane. I mean, they are pulling out, you know, the Starstorm Omega, so I guess it's not surprising it's doing so much. But still, this is a little ridiculous. Okay, let's get that heal off. ASAP. Okay. Bazooka. They're going first. Nope. Didn't quite make it. Okay. At least we're gonna heal ourselves up before we die. Oh man, this is tough. Alright, well, we're gonna have to heal another party member up. Let's get Ollie back up so we can use him to heal some of our allies. Another Starstorm Omega. Holy cow, these guys have infinite PSI. It's insane. Okay, so now we're gonna need to... let's just go for a beta on ourselves, get ourselves healed up, and we gotta drop down to healing Gamma so we don't use all of our PSI points. Holy cow, another Starstorm! Holy cow, we're so dead. This is going so badly. Okay, well, Ben's dead. Nope, yep, Ollie's dead. Well, that didn't go so well. I will go ahead and cut until we get back up to where we were. Luckily, if you die in this area, you do go back, I believe, back to the phase distorter. I think that's where you end up. Yep, alright, so I'll go ahead and make my way back. Oh. Do I really have to... I don't have any PSI points. Seriously? I guess I'll use some magic pudding. I lost all my PSI points when I died? Holy cow, that's a lot of PSI points to lose. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying. And then all of our members... What am I doing? I can just get back in this thing and completely heal myself. Why am I wasting those magic puddings? I'm such a dummy. Alright, well, before I do anything else stupid, I'm just gonna cut and meet you guys back over there. Okay, so we're back. I'm not sure if this is exactly where I was. I think there was a group of enemies down there that I ended up losing to. The group that the final Starman was in. So now I went ahead and got everybody healed up and everything like that. So is this the end? This is the end. Okay, well, that's all the enemies we have to face. So I guess I did not end up showing a final Starman victory on camera, so I do apologize for that. But oh well, it's not that big a deal, I suppose. So we appear to be walking on, I don't even know what, some tentacles of some kind? Spaghetti noodles? Who really knows? Maybe like an intestine. It almost looks like an intestine. But yeah, here we go. This is the end of the game. I believe we're all set here. Yeah, it looks like everybody's all topped off, so we should be good. Yeah, let's just walk up here and see what happens. Oh, hey, is that our face in that thing up there? And look who it is. It's Pokey. Of course, he always, you know, gets everywhere, you know, ahead of us. Chances are he ended up here. We kept seeing signs of him, you know, being one step ahead of us, like all along our whole journey, even when we didn't see him, you know. But yeah, he's telling us that he's not going to let the Apple of Enlightenment's prediction about us defeating Gygus come true. And apparently he has helped Gygus and the Apple of Enlightenment couldn't predict that Pokey would be helping Gygus. And apparently Gygus is no longer just an evil doer, he's now evil itself. Yeah, so I guess that's interesting. So here we go. This is the final boss fight against Gygus slash Pokey. And I'm just gonna go quiet for a minute while we start this battle off, because there's some awesome boss music here and you guys have to hear it. Okay, and as we finish up that first round of combat there, what do you want to do in this boss fight in case you are playing along at all? You'll see that you do have an option to actually attack Gygus back there. Don't do it, because if you attack him, he's gonna get mad, and he is gonna start throwing all sorts of crap at you. You saw that he used PSI Boom on us, but it was only PSI Boom Alpha, which doesn't do too much. So, but yeah, I think he throws some stuff that's more difficult to tank at you, probably higher level than PSI Boom, because he does use your own attacks against you. There he goes with a slightly stronger one, so it's a good thing I decided to get a heal off, and hopefully I get that up in time. Yep, there we go, good. Your main character is always a little bit slow, but I suppose since mine's gotten fairly over-leveled and we got all the stat boosts, that now he's actually gotten faster, and I think he's now the fastest party member. Which is so weird because he's been one of the slowest ones for most of the game. But yeah, just keep hitting Pokey with everything you got. Honestly, that's all there is to this stage of the boss fight. Spoilers, there is another stage to the boss fight. It's not just a straight up hit this guy with everything kind of thing. Did we ever use a Starstorm Omega? I don't think we did, but that's going to hit Gygus. Do I want to do that? You know what, let's do it. We haven't used Starstorm Omega at all. We might as well use it. We've had it used on us, but we haven't used it ourselves. So we may as well go ahead and do that, even if the consequences of that are us getting hit pretty hard. Oh, but we actually hit Pokey with a smash attack there. I don't think that finishes off this portion of the boss fight just yet, though. And he's gonna keep taunting us. He looks kind of sick here. Presumably that's what would happen if we had decided to go to the past without using our robot bodies. So he's been kind of warped by this whole time travel kind of thing. But he's turning off the doubles machine, which is something that really isn't explained in the game. Basically, it's something that's used to like control Gygus or somehow or something. I don't know. It doesn't really get explained, but it's a machine that makes it so you can't see Gygus' true form. But now we can, and that's it in the background right there, that waving red, almost face, screaming face kind of looking thing that keeps moving around. But yeah, that's Gygus. That's his true form there that we couldn't comprehend. But anyways, I guess we've defeated Pokey, so this is the final stage of the boss fight. We can go ahead and hit Gygus with that attack. We're actually throwing some of our strongest attacks at him. But you'll come to find out that no matter how many attacks you throw at him, nothing's really going to get through. I mean, we can keep, hitting him with whatever we want to. I'm going to keep healing up as well. But let's just throw some bashes at him. Might as well use the bazooka since that's got unlimited uses. But you just keep hitting him. Oh, and he's saying our name and using some kind of attack that we don't know what it does, but it solidifies our body, so that's kind of annoying. Oh, we got to watch out for Ollie as well. I think I did pull a heal off, or did I? Let's go for that right now, and... Oh, I guess Ed ran out of health. Oops. Wasn't paying enough attention. Ollie just went down. Crap. Well, crap. Okay, so we can get our heals off real quick. Probably get Ollie up first so we can use him to heal Ed if we need to. But yeah, as I was saying, you can come to, you know, attack him as many times as you want. But oh, that body solidification is gonna keep causing us to not be able to heal off our allies here. But just keep hitting him, and you'll realize that nothing's happening. That you're not really doing any more damage. Oh, and now Katie's crying, so that's a little bit irritating. Okay. Actually, I don't think that really matters. So, the key to this boss fight is actually a mechanic that you probably haven't paid much attention to in the game up to this point. I think the idea is, if you're going into playing this game blind, that you'll come up against this enemy, this, you know, terrifying final boss, and realize you can't hit it with anything. You know, you're all out of options, so what do you do? What do you have left to lose? So let's just pray, you know? Let's pray that we get some help, and hope something happens. I probably should have healed Ed off now that I think of it. But yeah, let's just pray for some help, and apparently nothing really happened that time. Okay. And let's also go ahead and get some healing off. And again, since we don't really need to be attacking him, and let's just keep praying with Katie. Since we don't need to be attacking him, we really don't need to bother healing off numbness or crying or anything like that, because it really doesn't matter. I mean, nothing we hit him with is gonna, you know, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna hurt him. Did he just kill Katie in one hit? That kind of stinks. Okay, let's get Katie healed back up, because we desperately need Katie. You can't just go without her, and you can spy on Gygas. I doubt that's gonna do anything. And let's get a life up on Ed there. He's gonna hit it with something else, which didn't do anything at all. Okay, that's good. But yeah, your main goal in this battle is just to... Oh, wow. Susceptible to brain shock. Do we have... Someone's got to have brain shock, right? I guess... Ben, you can... Well, we probably want to heal up Katie, actually, now that I look at it. Pray and defend... Do you have brain shock? Yes, you do. I wonder what would happen, because I've never tried that before. I've never even like used the spy thing on Gygas before, so I didn't realize that he's susceptible to brain shock. Gygas felt a little strange. How do we know how this, you know, pure evil entity feels? That's a little strange. But anyways, we're still praying, right? Because I haven't seen anything else happen yet. Oh, and he tried to attack himself. Okay, so did I maybe miss something? Because I could have sworn that was the key to beating this boss. Maybe we have to hit it a couple more times before that actually kicks in. So let's go ahead and throw some more attacks at it, just to see if that helps. Because it seems to not be triggering the thing it's supposed to be triggering. And he's not attacking himself this time, which is kind of unfortunate. Oh, gotta watch out, because Ed's just taking some mortal damage. We gotta keep healing up, too. Okay, so there we go. We triggered something here. Pokey's gonna come out and tell us that, you know, it's hopeless, that, you know, what I already realized and told you guys. There's really nothing we can do about this. Oh, and he's kind of giving us a clue here. He's saying, you know, don't you feel like you need to call for help? I know you have telepathy or something, so just try and call for help. Yeah, so there actually is a clue. I forgot about this little line of dialogue here. But you are supposed to hit Gygas a couple more times, which I didn't even realize I was supposed to do. Oh, that text looked a little odd. And it looks like Ed's health going down actually stopped as a result of us entering that little cutscene there, so that's nice to see. But yeah, we can keep hitting him at this point, and at this point, you really don't need to bother hitting him anymore. At this point, you do want to just go ahead and start praying, and may as well... Oh, now he lost all of his health. Blah. Okay, let's just bring that... No, we're not bringing that healing in. Do we have any... We don't have any... Wait, yes we do. What am I saying? We have water. Duh. It's right there. Okay. Please give us strength if it's possible, please. Somebody help us. And... Oh, would you look at that? It's, what's-his-face and a Mr. Saturn. And... I believe, yeah, there we go. Dr. Andonuts and Apple Kid have arrived back to Saturn Valley. and I guess Dr. Ananas is telling... I still don't remember this guy's name. He was the guy who went digging for the gold. But all the Mr. Saturns are together and felt a new startling feeling they had never experienced before, and they all started praying for the safety of Ben and his friends. And... bam. So I guess our friends praying for our safety? Whoa! It's causing some pretty trippy things to happen up here. Yeah, so that's kind of the goal here, is to just stay alive and keep praying for help, because there's nothing we can do on our own to, you know, defeat this guy. Actually, I probably should have gone for the brain shock, because that actually worked pretty well last time. Although maybe this is another stage of the boss fight, so it's possible it might not work here. So this can actually go on a while, so I'm not sure if this will all be one video, or if I might split it up into 2 videos. If I wanted to be really mean, I could split it up in the middle of the boss fight, but we'll just have to see. I mean, I guess I don't mind posting a long video if I have to. Anyways, here we see the Runaway 5, so I guess they're the next friends that we end up reaching, and they're going to go ahead and have us in their thoughts. You know, it's interesting, though, because we're in the past right now, and presumably all of this has already happened, except it hasn't. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I mean, don't think about it too much, because it kind of ruins it, but yeah, let's just go ahead and keep pulling out those Life Up Omegas, just to keep everybody topped off, and just keep praying with Katie. Nothing else you want to do with Katie. And then let's try a... Oopsie. Brain Shock again. What if we did Brain Shock Omega? There we go. Gygas felt a little strange. You know, I never knew that was a trick you could do. So that means that some of these times he's going to be hitting himself, which is really nice. So yeah, if you are playing this game and you're having difficulty with the final boss fight here, use Brain Shock. I've never used it before, but it is something that's useful to use. And here we see the Polestar Preschool, which you may not remember is from the very beginning of the game. It's where we actually, or we didn't meet Katie there because we met her over in a Happy Valley or Happy Village, trapped in a shack. But this is where she used to work, and this is where her parents live. So yeah, they're all thinking of us and hoping and praying for us. So we're gonna see that's gonna do more damage to Gygas, and you know, as we keep fighting the background, and you know, Gygas himself is gonna get, you know, even more abstract and crazy and all this kind of stuff. And as he keeps saying some strange stuff to us, there's all sorts of theories out there about, you know, what Gygas really is, what these things he's saying really mean, you know. Yeah, it's all interesting enough, I suppose. What happens if we do Mirror? I'm kind of interested to find out. Can we use his mysterious attack back against him? That would be kind of interesting if we could. And all these attacks he keeps throwing at us that we cannot grasp. I think they're just, you know, disguised versions of regular attacks we see in the game. Because you can see them inflicting statuses on us and stuff, and I'm sure that there are attacks in the game that would normally be able to inflict those statuses. And here we see the school that Ed went to with his friend Tony. I don't remember the name of the school. Was it ever even mentioned? I can't quite remember. But yeah, him and all the other boys living at that school are going to go ahead and also start praying for us and do some more damage to Gygas. And I believe that the music in the background also gets kind of more like crazy and stuff as all this happens. Oh, and okay, we couldn't do anything. We couldn't do anything with that. By the way, I wonder what would happen if you tried to run away from Gygas. I'm gonna try it. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that though. That gives him a free turn, I suppose. I was kind of thinking that it would just use up Ben's turn, but I guess it uses up everybody's turn. So at this point, let's just defend with everybody. I might want to heal that numbness off of Ben, actually, so I can defend with him as well. Oh, and I guess he tried to attack himself because he's still feeling strange. That's the same condition that happens to your party members when you get mushroomized. When you have a mushroom on your head, you sometimes attack yourself or your party members. So I guess that's what Brain Shock does, because I've never seen Brain Shock actually work. So here we see Ollie's friends and I guess just 2 or 3 of his friends from the town. I'm kind of surprised that the sage that lives in the palace, the one that kind of talked to him when you first start out playing as him, I'm surprised that guy's not coming out here to say something. But yeah, it seems like we're kind of going through the family and friends of all of our party members here. Let's go ahead and get that numbness healed off real quick. And we're still doing good on health. Gygus luckily isn't doing anything to us because he keeps hitting himself, which is very nice. Or trying to hit himself. It's not actually doing anything, which is fine. As long as he's not hitting us. Yeah, okay, he is doing damage technically. But, you know, damage doesn't really matter in this boss fight. You can throw all your most powerful attacks at him at this point, and it's not going to matter. What you need to do is just keep using the prayer option. And here we see the inhabitants of one of the cafes. Oh, that's Frank, the guy that the first boss battle. I think the first boss battle. You know, the gang member, the leader of the Sharks, who were terrorizing Onett. But apparently he's praying for our safety too. So I guess even the bad guys we fought along the way are, you know, looking out for us. So that's saying something. Do we not heal off that numbness? Do we need a higher level of healing, perhaps? Or did I not get off my attack, maybe? I'm not sure what happened there. I missed the line of dialogue because I was probably busy talking about something. And every attack he's throwing at us, he's trying to hit himself with. He hasn't thrown anything. He hasn't actually hit us with anything in quite a while. That's actually pretty interesting. I know some of the earlier Your Sanctuary bosses, there were certain tricks to beat them, like you could paralyze certain ones and they couldn't do anything the rest of the battle. So it's kind of interesting, the final boss fight, there's actually a way to completely, you know, cheese it. If I realized I was going to make it this easy, then I maybe wouldn't have done that, but I didn't realize that you could do that. But anyways, we see our mother and our sister and our doggy, whose name I still don't remember. I'm the one who named him. I feel like we just got reminded of that a couple episodes ago, but I can't remember again. But anyways, so they're praying for us. It's kind of interesting, the order of things, because we went from all of our party members' friends. Whoa, it's really tripping out here. All of our party members, friends, and family. Then all of a sudden it was Frank, the guy we fought at the beginning of the game. And then it's our mother and sister. But yeah, we're just gonna keep defending and praying here, and see how that works for us. Is he just gonna keep hitting himself? He's gonna say my name. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Okay. Friends, Ben. Yeah, and he's just keep hitting himself, so that's nice. Seriously, I'm pretty sure that Brain Shock Omega, being an upgrade of Brain Shock Alpha, must make it so he literally can't hit anybody else but himself. Oh. But I guess we're all out of people to call out to. Well, we've almost got him. But we're out of people to call for help to. There's nobody else who can help us. Oh, now he's hitting us. Okay, so call. Oh, hey, Katie's down. Uh-oh, that's not good. Okay, so let's get her back up right away. I guess that's the best thing you can do. Allie will just do nothing with. But yeah, there was nobody else to call that last time, so I guess we're just gonna try it again as soon as we get Katie back up on her feet. Oh, and he just hit himself with PSI Thunder. It's gonna say you can't grasp the form of the attack, but that was definitely Thunder right there. We also need to get Katie healed up as well. But yeah, I mean, the last one, nobody answered it, so I mean, if we're all out of people to call out for help to, and you know, I mean, nothing we're doing can hurt him. I mean, what happens next? You know, can we win? Katie and her friends' calls touch the heart of. To you, Rue. Who is to you or Rue? Whoever it is, they're doing a lot of damage. Rue kept praying. Oh wow, that's a lot of damage. That's probably one of the highest damage amounts we've seen in the game. Adrian kept praying. Ah, so it's me. It's me, or yeah, it's me. It's an interesting thing. It's, if you remember, quite a while ago in the game actually asked you to insert your name, the name of the person playing the game, and it's all for this payoff in the final scene of the game. It's a little bit cheesy, but I don't know. I mean, Earthbound, I suppose, wasn't originally kind of intended as a kid's game. I mean, it's a game for everyone at the same time, but it is kind of a cheesy way to end it, in my opinion, but it's cool in a way, too. But anyways, Pokey is going to make his way out of here since he's realized that we've defeated Gygus. It's a good bet we'll see each other again. I wouldn't count on it. Spoiler alert, the sequel to this game, Ness is not the main character. I will just say that much. Because that doesn't really spoil anything beyond the very beginning of the game. But there we go, defeated Gygus. He's dead. And now we're just going to see what happens next. I'll go ahead and go quiet for this bit. And here we see the tattered remains of our robot bodies outside Gygus' lair. The war against Gygus is over. But the thing is, are we going back home, or is our journey over too? Because Dr. Anonuts did say that we might not return. Or actually, I think he said that we wouldn't return. But as you can see, there's something coming out of us. I guess that's our souls? And yeah, somehow our souls are going to travel back from the past into the future. Which again, it may be a little bit cheesy, but I mean, they wanted to have a happy ending for the game, and the stakes were set, super high. But then I don't know. I don't think this game would have worked without a happy ending. I don't think this game would have worked if all the heroes died at the end. I just don't think that would work, even if it is a little bit cheesy that their souls could suddenly come from the past back into the present and into their bodies again after Dr. Anonuts already said that we wouldn't be coming back at all once he transferred us into the robots. Luckily, the process of transferring us into robots, despite the fact that it involved a lot of crazy sounding drills and stuff, and flashing lights, somehow didn't damage our bodies, and we could still use them, and they still seem fine. I don't know. I'm probably thinking too much into this, but anyways, here we are back in Saturn Valley. We've returned to our bodies. We've defeated Gygus. We've beaten the game. And now what? Our travels together end here. I must return to Dalam and use this experience for the good of my country. PSI farewell is what Ollie's going to use, which is going to cause, I believe, a bunch of presents to drop down. Yep, there we go. And oh, and then Ed's going to also leave. I think that little wobble that his sprite does is meant to be him giving a hug or a handshake to us. But yeah, he's going to head back up home, and yeah, he's obviously not gonna teleport away because he doesn't have PSI, but anyways. Oh, but he's gonna stay here for a little while and see what more he can learn from Dr. Anonuts. Interesting that he doesn't, oh, there we go. I mean, from my dad. I was gonna say it's interesting that he doesn't call him his dad. But it's good to see that they might be kind of repairing their relationship there. Okay, and then last of all, we have Katie who wants us to walk her home, so we'll go ahead and do that because we might as well. And at this point, we actually have free reign. We can just roam around the world here and basically just do whatever you want. There is a point where you can actually, you know, officially end the game and see the credits and all that kind of stuff. But let's go ahead and view these letters because we might as well. We'll view our own letter first. A letter from our mother. Some universal evil character, what was it, Googie or something like that? Oh, Rex was the name of the dog. I'll try and remember that for the last little bit of this video here. There's also a letter from Tony to Ed, and he's wishing he could have gone on the adventure, and he's waiting winters. Don't show this letter to anyone. Too bad we kind of stole the letter and read it ourselves. Maybe we should give that to Ed. Anyways, Katie's got a letter too, and it's from all the kids at the preschool, and they want her to come home. So we should probably take her back home. Let's go ahead. I'm actually gonna try something here. What if we try? Ben, you've read it already. That Tony has a heart of gold. Okay, so he doesn't really mind that we read the letter. So, like I said, you kind of have free reign here to do whatever you want in the game. One thing I wanted to do, let's go ahead, before we take Katie back, let's go back to the Tenda village, because a couple episodes ago we lent them the Overcoming Shyness book, which they used to overcome their shyness. But we did borrow that book from the library, and I think it would be nice if we went ahead and returned that book. Okay, so we probably need to go talk to the leader down here again. And, oops. It was very helpful, and we kept it, but we'll return it now. So there we go. We got the book back. Yeah, there's actually a number of characters in the game that have different dialogue now that you beat the game. And there's so many of them. You could spend hours exploring the world out here and finding all the characters with different dialogue. But I'm not going to show all of that here. I'm probably not going to show very much of it at all. Because I do believe with the time I'm at right now that we could probably wrap this all up in one episode here, and I think that'd probably be for the best. So I won't show too much of it. I would recommend you guys play this game yourself if you haven't already. It is available on the Wii U Virtual Console. I don't have a Wii U, so I'm not playing it on there. I'm playing it on an emulator. If you can avoid playing it on an emulator, I would suggest that. You can also get a Super Nintendo and a cartridge of the game, although that can be really pricey. Earthbound has become a bit of a cult classic since its release. It originally didn't get much attention, partially because of its kind of weird advertising campaign, in which the slogan was, "This game stinks," which I think I might have mentioned earlier when I played through this game. But yeah, can we give you back the book? Finally, you come to return the book. Seems like you finished it. As a reward, I'll give you a kiss. Smack. Okay, so, yeah, as I was saying, it would be really expensive to buy a cartridge of this game. I think they run several $100s for a used cartridge and not in the box. So, yeah, that's pretty expensive, but if you really can't do anything else, then go ahead and just get the emulated version of the game like I have done. And of course, for the sequel, Mother 3, which hopefully I'll get to playing at some point on this channel because it's a really good game. Like, I would even rank it higher than this game. But that game never got released officially in English, so really your only option to play it in English is to download a ROM and patch it with the English fan translation. So yeah, unfortunately there's not really a legal way to do that one, but I would recommend you play this game legally and you actually buy a copy of it if you can. And if not, I mean, I really would recommend playing it yourself too, because obviously you didn't get the full experience of the game watching me play it. I did cut out a fair amount of stuff here and there, mostly random battles that we already saw, enemies that we already saw and all that kind of stuff, but I feel like you do get a different experience playing this game as opposed to watching it, because my first experience with this game was watching somebody else play it. I didn't even play it myself until a couple of years later. But yeah, it's a really great game. It's been a lot of fun. If you're at this point watching this video, then obviously you've seen the whole thing, or maybe you just skipped to the final episode. I don't know why you'd do that. perhaps you should continue dating Katie. Oh, so are we dating Katie now? You can even sleep on the living room couch instead of the one in the den. And we can go ahead and go back upstairs. Even though we just dropped her off, we can go ahead and visit her again. Ben, I guess it's time for you to go home. Everybody's probably worried about you. Okay, that's all she really has to say. Inside the present, there's a teddy bear. Oh, so I guess we're bringing a teddy bear around with us. Are we stealing her teddy bear? That's not very nice. But yeah, talking about the sequel, I'm not sure when I will get to playing that. I mean, it's probably in my top 5 all-time favorite games. The sequel to this game. This game itself is definitely one of my favorites, but maybe not my top 5. But the sequel, oh, it's just so good. I mean, you guys have just got to wait until we get to it. Or even play it yourself. Go ahead and go play it yourself. I mean, like I said, that one is one you'd have to obtain through questionably legal means. But if you can get a Game Boy Advance emulator and the Japanese ROM and patch it with the English patch, you can play it in English. And it's a great translation. It really keeps the spirit of the game. And for a fan translation that was done in somebody's spare time and not done for any kind of money or donations or anything like that, it's very well done. And I'd highly recommend it. Even if we, for some reason, don't end up getting to play that game on this channel, I would definitely recommend playing it. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that it's not a direct sequel to this game, and that you're not going to pick up Ness's story from right after what happens in this game. But that's all I'll say about that. I mean, at first, when you start playing the sequel, you might be a little bit confused because it's definitely completely different in the beginning. But anyways, I'll get to that when we actually play that game, assuming we do at some point. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and trigger the real end of the game here, where we go ahead and sit down and look at the picture book that the photographer brought by, because all those pictures he's been taking throughout the game, the payoff is that you get to see them at the very end here. And yep, here comes our sister. I was about to say, I think she's coming down to see it with us. I think you can take Katie and still have her with you when you do this, or it might, you know, trigger you and say, hey, you should probably take Katie home. But before we get to those pictures, we're going to see the cast here. To go through all the characters. And while we're going through the credits here, there is something I wanted to mention real quick. For all of you watching the series and who have watched this series or any of my series on my channel, I'm after this episode, after this Let's Play of Earthbound, now that I've finished up the 2 non-Minecraft series I had running, I had the Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke that I just finished up a couple weeks ago, and now that I've just finished up this game, I'm going to be going on a bit of a break from my single-player Let's Plays. Basically what that means, I'm going to be going on not really a complete break from YouTube, it's going to be like a semi-break from YouTube. I'm mostly just taking a break from any of my solo Let's Plays I'm doing, so the only thing that's going to be going up on my channel after this for probably a couple of months is going to be episodes of the Minecraft S&P I'm on Time Shot, and anything related to that, so of course like any kind of multiplayer events related to that, that kind of stuff, as well as maybe some occasional one-off videos. But other than that, I am going on a bit of a break from doing single-player Let's Plays. There's a couple of reasons for this. I'll probably get more in-depth into those reasons in my next Time Shot episode, so even if you're not really that much of a fan of Minecraft, it'll probably be more of a vloggy kind of video anyway, so you can always put it on in the background and kind of get a bit more perspective into why I'm taking a bit of a break. And I definitely do intend to come back. It's not really like I'm quitting, and I don't want it to seem like that, and I mean, I'm not even really completely taking a break anyway. You know, there's still gonna be stuff going up on my YouTube channel, just not quite as much. There'll probably be like 1 or 2 videos a week, if that. Although to be fair, it's been that way for a little while now. But yeah, I basically just need a little bit of time off to focus on some other things, some other projects and that kind of stuff, not related to YouTube. And I just need to get a break from, you know, YouTube in general. I feel like I have to spend way too much time not just recording and editing and doing all this kind of stuff with videos, but also just sitting on YouTube and trying to find stuff to watch. I feel like I just waste too much time doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyways, these credits with the cast, I think they're kind of in chronological order, so you can kind of get almost like a rewind of the game here. You kind of get a reminder of everything, including the flying men, all 5 of them. I think we ended up using 3 or 4 of them and getting all of them killed, which is kind of unfortunate. And all these random NPCs. I don't recognize that one with the beard in the middle. Looks kind of like what most people would say that God looks like, the classic white beard, and I mean Zeus as well, possibly. Classic white beard and long white hair and robes and whatnot. So I'm not sure what he was doing there, because I don't remember seeing that NPC in the game. I also think it's funny that Dad is represented by a phone, because that's all we ever see of him in this game. Speaking of which, there are a couple of phone conversations you could have done at the end of the game as well. You can call the Stoic Club, and it turns out they've closed down because not enough people were interested in paying money to stare at us rock for extended periods of time. But here we go. Here comes the photo album finally. First of all, the photographer is going to take out his camera here and take a picture of us, I suppose. Okay, and now we're going to get to see all the pictures we took in the game. I believe there's 32 total options or total spots you can get your picture taken. I definitely didn't get all of them. I know, in fact, that I specifically tried to avoid some of them. And also I tended to cut those out of my videos because it gets kind of annoying getting them all the time. And I swear there are more than 32. I just feel like they constantly show up. And, throughout the game, they're a constant annoyance, but as you watch the credits here, it's kind of nice to look back and say, remember, parts of this game. I mean, I'm sure some of you watching this probably don't remember some earlier parts of the game. Of course, the reason I remember some of these earlier parts is not necessarily because I just played through them, but more because I played through this game several times and watched several playthroughs of it. But anyone watching this who hasn't played this game before, some of this stuff is probably a bit of a reminder, and maybe you might not quite remember because this Let's Play has been going for quite a while. In fact, I think I started it back in February. So it's been over 6 months since I started this Let's Play, which that's another reason I did want to take a bit of a break, because I feel like I've dragged things out a little bit too much, and I think part of the reason for that was the fact that I tried to run 2 RPGs at once. And RPGs on my channel are always really heavily edited. It's more so in the case of the Theta Emerald Nuzlocke, but because I do so much editing on them, I wasn't getting them out very consistently, and therefore ended up taking a bit longer than I would have liked to finish both of these Let's Plays. And I mean, I feel like in the future, I'll probably just be running one game at a time, just to try and make sure that we're, not taking too long to finish games, because I don't want to have a 6-month Let's Play. I mean, that's a little long. I mean, considering we only just got up to what, 26 or 27 episodes. I think for that number of episodes, I don't think that should last that long. I think it'd be much better if we could consistently put up 2 episodes of a series at the very least while we're playing through it, because at points this series went on breaks of a week to probably 2 weeks or so. I'm pretty sure there were some extended breaks in there, and sometimes there would only be 1 episode a week for a long period of time, and that's just why it took so long to get this whole thing finished. But now that it's done, I'm glad I played through this whole game and got it up on YouTube, because this is definitely one of the games I've always wanted to do a Let's Play of, and I hope I did it justice for those of you who have never played this game before. Oh, it's interesting. We got Jeff there, who is dead and also on the throne. But yeah, I hope I did it justice. I hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play. If you played this game before and you just wanted a little bit of nostalgia, you wanted to look back on this game, or if you haven't played this game before and you kind of wanted to experience it, yeah, I hope I did all right. This was the first, or not the first, this was the longest Let's Play I've done on my channel, actually. Considering it's up to 26 or 27 episodes, and most of those episodes were in the 20 to 30 minute mark. I think there were several episodes that were probably a bit longer than that too, especially this one. Right now my recording says over an hour, but of course we do have some random battles to cut out and that kind of stuff, so It might end up being shorter than that. I definitely expected this episode to take a bit longer. I did think that the fight with Gygas would be longer than it was. I thought that getting through all the enemies would take longer than it did. I think we only ended up showing 2 battles from the very end area of the game. So that does help in getting through it a lot faster. But I definitely expected to have to split this episode up, because I thought I was going to end up with like an hour and a half recording, if not longer, especially if I ended up dying like I kind of did, and having to repeat areas. I definitely anticipated dying. I kind of thought it happened more than once, actually, but luckily it did not. And I usually don't do videos this long, so my throat is getting kind of dry. I got some water with me, but usually I have something else to drink, something, I don't know, something that helps my throat a little bit more when I'm talking a lot. I do believe we're getting close to the end of the credits here, as we catch up to the end of the game with our photos. Of course, no photos in the past where Gygas is. And yeah, that's the last photo, I believe, that we took, which is way back in the Tenda Village. And also this photo, which I don't believe we saw taken. This would be after we defeated Gygas, and thanks to the player Adrian, thank you! And of course, big thank you to all of you who watched this series. I really couldn't have done it without you. Like, if I had nobody watching my video, if, nobody, even all you people, you quiet likers who just come in and like the video, I really appreciate it, because otherwise, I don't know if I'd have the motivation to do it if, I get, like, a couple of views and nobody even likes or comments on the videos, like, just want to say thanks. I mean, I know there's not a lot of you out there. I mean, I know this series didn't get a huge amount of views, but for those of you who've been watching it and enjoying it and all of that, thank you so much. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and that is just about the end of Earthbound. But wait. Is that the sound of a weird knock? Are we playing through the game again? Someone's knocking at the door. What an annoying knock. Oh, okay, so I guess we're getting up in our pajamas. We're gonna go start the game all over again, I guess. Except we have a teddy bear now. Oh, it's Picky. It's not Pokey this time. So Picky says that a letter arrived from my brother Pokey. It is addressed to Ben. There's no stamp, and it's not time for the mailman to come. Anyway, I brought it over. It says, "Come and get me, loser. Spankety, spankety, spankety." I wonder where he is. The end. Question mark? Alright, well, that's the end of this Let's Play. There's nothing else after that. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, as I said, there'll be a bit of a break before I start my next single-player Let's Play. Not even sure what it'll be yet, but yeah. So I will see you then.